Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome back to the Crack Pack. I have some very bad news. We're gonna have to move. I've said in a couple of earlier episodes how sometimes I'll have my frame rate will stutter a lot. It's getting a lot worse here, and it just happened. Sometimes it happens when I'm standing still. I can just see the way the torches flicker, or if I'm opening a chest, and it's becoming pretty unbearable. Since I haven't done a lot here, besides, make the island, I think I'm going to go ahead and move. I found another island. Jesse actually found it. The only drawback to that is we're going to have to safari net animals to get them there because there's nothing on it. There's no trees or anything. It's just grass. So I had set this up, and I'll go ahead and show you what I've done here before I start moving. And I don't know what we'll do the rest of the episode. Probably make AE or run the slaughterhouse to get pink slime juice. But I moved all the machines. I upgraded the cable again to the elite cable because 800 RF was less than the total of all the hydrogen generators. So I've run that under the floor to all of these. This is a cover, obviously. You can see it in the Wayla thing. So I just put some servos so that this kind of acts like a hopper. The really cool thing about the strong box is that it'll still open even if there's a solid block above it, even or unlike a regular chest. So that's really cool. So I don't have to put a cover there to be able to open that strong box. But so these are basically the hoppers. So I've got our 3 mechanism machines. I'll probably have to make more, so I figure I'll have a mechanism room and a thermal expansion room, maybe an Ender IO room as well, because I want to make some of those photovoltaic things. If it's in the pack, I don't even know if it is. Doesn't look like it is, so alright, scratch Ender IO. So all of these are set up just like they were before. There's an item duct that pulls the items out of the back, and they all end up in this chest. And then these right here, same premise. I've got the strong boxes up here and an item duct behind the stone cover. But what I've done is I've put a router over here because if I hadn't, what I'd have to do is I'd have to run all the cable out into the ocean, and I really didn't want to do that. So I didn't plan ahead well enough anyway. If I had, I would have moved everything forward a block so we could have a wall behind it. But the router, it extracts from the north side and then it ejects into this strong box. But all this is going to get picked up. I've also made a couple of energy cells, and they're charging. It'll take them a while, but they'll get there eventually. So I'm going to start making the new place, and well, I say we're moving to the island. There's an extreme hills that I also like. I'm going to have to flip a coin. I don't know which. So I've got a day or two before I'm going to record the rest of this episode. So I'm going to get to work, and I'll see you over at the new place where we will set up all these machines. So I will see you in just a second. Welcome back, everybody. We've moved. This is the new island. I'm all about the shapes, apparently. This one's the circle, as you can see. It's actually a cylinder, and I'll get into the construction of this thing in just a minute. I was just tearing down a slime island. I saved all the dirt and then discovered that there's no use for slime dirt, so it's all going to go in the trash. So we'll just take a nice little glide on down to the island. I safari netted a couple of cows and chickens. Squid are not going to be a problem, obviously, since we're near the ocean. And let's just come down. I think it's 50 by 50 or something like that. I put the building guide down and let it make a circle for me. And then I marked it all, and then I got rid of the other smaller island and extended this one. And then I'm still kind of working on this in here. I'm not sure really what I'm going to do with it, but this is what we're looking at. I've got a 3x3 down to bedrock with elevators. I had to go ahead and make AE because it was the easiest way to move. And I thought I'll just make an ME chest. I'll make about 8 4K drives and I'll just fill it up. Well, it's very inefficient to do that just the way my items got piped in. So I ended up borrowing Wook's IO port, and I went ahead and made a controller, a terminal, and a drive, and I condensed the contents of 8 disks down to 4. So that's definitely the way to go unless you've already hand sorted your stuff, which I have not. So we've got 8 4K disks, one of which hasn't been touched yet. A couple are probably pretty full. I just dumped everything in here. They're being powered by all those heat generators. I just made a vertical setup like I did over at the other base, and since we don't have any export buses or anything, it's not using very much power. So this is kind of a temporary thing until I figure out exactly where I'm going to put everything. I did set up the hydrogen generators over here, and I was just talking to the snipe about some things, and I have made a crusher and a purification chamber. Since we're making oxygen, I've set this one not to dump. I figure we could go ahead and use some of that to triple our ores instead of just double, and then once we have accumulated more, then we can go in and look at the 4 times and 5 times, etc., etc. So I want to try to get this going. I do have a few ores. I did a little bit of mining, and I've never actually done this before, so let's hope it goes okay. You can see I've got some things in here that Mechanism will do. It won't do yellowite, and it won't do dark iron. I don't think it'll do aluminum either, but that is okay. And I don't need the sawmill. I don't know why I grabbed that one. We'll go ahead and get the enrichment chamber. We'll get the smelter as well, and we're going to need to set up the metallurgic infuser. I'll probably just pop this one right here. But what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to run some cable under the floor here. And I don't know if that's going to work because of the way my aqueous accumulator is. I was hoping to just put my purification chamber right here and then just run everything in a line from right to left. But that may not work, so we'll just have to change that plan a little bit. What we'll do is we'll put our purification chamber right here. I'll put a couple pieces of pressurized tube connected to the back, and then I'll just run the cable in the floor right here. These are chisel factory blocks. I really think they're cool. There are a bunch of them, and they all look really cool. I picked this one for this quadrant. I'm going to do a different one for each one. Not really sure what I'm going to do with the ceiling. I guess I'll figure that out in the future, but I need to get the ore processing going, so that's really the most important thing at the moment. So we'll run this. I'm not really sure how many we're going to need. I think it goes, let me stash that up there for a minute, get it some juice. I think it goes purification chamber, crusher, and then enrichment chamber, energized smelter, and then the metallurgic infuser, I guess, can just go right here. I can probably have this output to the top. I wish I could hit the shift and zero that out. We'll put the dark blue on the top, so that should output to the top. Let's get some pressurized tube And let's also grab some ore. What do I need? I need ore. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to put it all in there at once, but... So I figure what we can do is we'll throw... Actually, I want to save the ferrous. Let's do the lead. So it's not going to do anything now, because there's no oxygen in it. I do have a tank, but let's hook this up like that. We now have oxygen. We're going to need to set this up so that dark blue is on the left. I don't think it matters what the rest of them are, but I'll just make them gray. Except for the top, in case I want to put a hopper on there. So we've got 3 lead clumps. So this one we're going to have to configure as well. We're going to need red on the right and blue on the left. It's kind of backward, you know, being in America, we do most things from left to right. I think I need auto eject on. There it goes. Now we're crushing. I'm going to do auto eject on this one as well. Enrichment chamber will need to be dark red on the right, and then we'll do blue on the left. Auto eject on that one too. I think I just turned it off, didn't I? Yep, and we got some lead dust. I don't remember how many lead we put in there. Wasn't it like 8? Something like that. So then this one, we'll do red on the right and blue on the top. We've already got some dust. One of these should be empty. I don't know if these things will output directly to a chest or something, but we're going to find out right now. It did. Look at that. We got our first 3 lead. So that's pretty awesome. Lead is one of the things I have the least of right now for some stupid reason. I don't know what it is. So I have not upgraded any of these guys. I saw a comment about the energy upgrade, which I'm aware of. I haven't made any yet, but I will at some point. I needed to see how my power system was going to hold up before I did that. Because I haven't run this thing with all these machines just yet. So the metallurgic infuser, I'm only going to use that on an as-needed basis anyway. So there we go. I probably ought to speed up the crusher and these things at the same rate. So let's do, I guess I can't drop it in there. I have to shift click it, huh? Let's do 1 in there. See, that starts with 1. This one gets 3, and it has to do all 3. So we'll put 2 in that one, and this one, what's it get? I'm not really sure how that works, but maybe it splits it and then splits it again. I don't really know. So we'll give this one 2 also, and then we'll just give this one 1. So that's 36, 63, that's about 100, another 63. So this is about 200 RF a tick and 20. So it should be plenty of power. but I'll keep an eye on it. I'll make some more upgrades and kind of play around with it. So this base, let's go ahead and throw the osmium in there since I have the most of that. I'm definitely going to have to get a muffler for over here. So this base, it was an island to start. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to clear everything on this level that I'm standing on so that I had a view. And I mean, there's really not a lot to see since we don't have whatever mod adds the coral and stuff. I don't think we have coral, do we? We do. I'm going to have to find some coral and decorate out here. I'm going to tell the guys, if you find any coral, tell me where it is, I'll come get it. Make a little coral garden outside. But I do still have a little bit down there that I don't think I'm going to clear. But basically I was doing it with my gas mask and my scuba thing with my stone excavator and this hammer. And I don't know if you've ever used Tinker's tools underwater, but they don't really work well. You know, if you try to use your excavator facing downward, instead of taking this area of 3 by 1, it takes it this way vertically instead of horizontally. So Wook had offered to lend me his filler, and I said, okay, well, I'll come get it when I need it. And then it occurred to me after about working on this for about 2 hours that I could craft a sponge and put the landmarks down, since landmarks don't work in water. So basically what I did was I made 5 sponges, and I put one in here and I put one at the other 2 points out in the ocean just to get the landmarks to stick, and then I just ran the filler with an energy cell and cleared the area, put my gas mask back on, made the black ring around. Then I made the glass ring, took my builder's wand and made the glass window, and then I did the bottom from the inside. And then I had a little bit of water in here left to clear out, but I just put a sponge wherever it was and then made a block update, and everything worked out okay. So knowing how terrible I am at decorating, you guys have any ideas of blocks to use for the floor or the ceiling in certain areas? Please let me know. I'm not sure if I think I might want to put a wall to divide this up, like make little hallways with like doors and stuff going in. I don't know how much I'm going to compartmentalize each little wedge, but I was thinking like only mechanism things over here, and then like all the thermal expansion stuff over here, and like segmenting it. I don't know how great of an idea that is, because then I've got to mess with running AE everywhere and separate power, and I don't really know if that's worth it. So I think this will be my main work area. I'll put my thermal expansion stuff in here too, so I can make tesseracts and stuff, and whatever other machines I'm going to use. And then for the main ore processing, when we get the laser drill and or digital miner and or ender quarry, or maybe all three, who knows, I'll pick a quadrant to set all that up in, probably near a big reactor, because we're going to need a ton of power for all that stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions for decorative blocks, please let me know. I go through the chisel thing, but I mean there's so many different blocks that I mean it's kind of overwhelming. I'll probably do wrath lamps for the lighting because I hate having torches everywhere. So I will wait and do that probably in the next episode. And I think what I'm going to do in the next episode also is make a slaughterhouse, and I've got some cursed earth that will spawn the hell out of some zombies and stuff. So I figured I'd make a 5x5, put the slaughterhouse down with an energy cell for a little while. I got some night vision potions ready to go, since you can't let cursed earth see the sunlight. And then later on we'll use that stuff for some sort of a mob grinder to make mob essence to spawn like wither skull or wither skeletons. I want to kill a wither or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I needed the star for something. I don't remember what, but there was something. Maybe it was blood magic. I don't know. I'm going to need it for this for sure. But there was something else. I don't remember what it is. But regardless, I want, oh, the porta spawner. That's what it was. So I want to make a few nether stars, and we're going to need some heads for that. So um, we're gonna get to that in the next few episodes. Also, as far as armor goes, let me know what you guys recommend for that. I've just been using armor I found. I will make some armor for the jetpack in an upcoming episode, but there's much better armor than this stuff I've been finding on the ground. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Please leave any comments or questions down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.